arise.
Please be seated.
Proceed, Sir Linus, to procure my fall, and by the doom of death end woes and all.
Merchant of Syracuse, plead no more. I'm not partial to infringe our laws. The enmity and discord which of late sprang from the rancorous outrage of your duke to merchants, our well-dealing countrymen who wanted guilders to redeem their lives, have sealed his rigorous statutes with their bloods, excludes all pity from our threatening looks. Since the moral and intestine jars betwixt thy sedacious countrymen and us, it hath in solemn silence been decreed, both by the Syracusans and ourselves, to permit no traffic to our adverse towns. Nay more, if any born at Ephesus be seen at any Syracusan marts or fairs, again, if any Syracusan born come to the bay of Ephesus, he dies. His goods confiscate to the Duke's dispose, unless 1,000 marks be levied to quit the penalty and to ransom him. Thy substance, valued at the highest rate, cannot amount unto 100 marks. Therefore thou art condemned to die.
Yet this my comfort. When my words are done, my woes end likewise with the evening sun.
Well, Syracusan, same brief the cause why thou camest to Ephesus, and for cause departest thou from thy native home.
A heavier task could not have been imposed than I to speak my griefs unspeakable. Yet, that the world may witness that my end was wrought by nature, not by vile offence, I'll utter what my sorrow gives me leave. In Syracusa was I born, and wed unto a woman happy but for me, and by me had not our hap been bad. With her I lived in joy. Our wealth increased by prosperous voyages I often made to Epidamnum, till my factor's death, and the great care of goods at random left, drew me from kind embracements of my spouse, from whom my absence was not 6 months old before herself, almost at fainting under the pleasing punishment that women bear, had made provision for her following me, and soon and safe arrived where I was. There had she not been long, but she became a joyful mother of 2 goodly sons, and, which was strange, the one so like the other as could not be distinguished but by names. That very hour, and in the self same inn, a mean woman was delivered of such a burden male, twins both alike. Those, for their parents were exceeding poor, I bought and brought up to attend my sons. My wife, not meanly proud of 2 such boys, made daily motions for our home return. Unwilling, I agreed. Alas, too soon we came aboard. A league from Epidamnum had we sailed before the always wind-obeying deep gave any tragic instance of our harm. But longer did we not retain much hope, for what obscured light the heavens did grant did but convey unto our fearful minds a doubtful warrant of immediate death, which though myself would have embraced gladly, yet the incessant weepings of my wife, weeping before what she saw must come, and the piteous plainings of the pretty babes that mourn for fashion, ignorant what to fear, forced me to seek delays for them and me. And this it was, for other means was none. The sailors sought for safety by our boat and left the ship then sinking right to us. My wife, more careful for the latter born, had fastened him unto a small spare mast, such as seafaring men provide for storms. To him, one of the other twins was bound, whilst I had been like heedful of the other. The children thus disposed, my wife and I, fixing our eyes on whom our care was fixed, fastened ourselves at either end the mast, and, floating straight, obedient to the stream, was carried towards Corinth, as we thought. At length, the sun, gazing upon the earth, dispersed those vapours that offended us, and by the benefit of his wished light the seas waxed calm, and we discovered 2 ships from far making amain to us. Of Corinth that, of Epidurus this. But ere they came, let me say no more. Gather the steeple while ever before.
Nay, forward, old man! Do not break off so. For we may pity, though not pardon thee.
No, had the gods done so, I had not now worthily termed them merciless to us. For ere the ships could meet by twice 5 leagues, we were encountered by a mighty rock, which being violently borne upon our helpful ship was splitted in the mist, so that in this unjust divorce of us, fortune had left to both of us alike what to delight in, what to sorrow for. Her part, poor soul, seeming as burdened with lesser weight, but not with lesser woe, was carried with more speed before the wind, and in our sight they 3 were taken up by fishermen of Corinth, as we thought. And at length another ship had seized on us, and knowing whom it was their hap to save, gave healthful welcome to their shipwrecked guests, and would have reft the fishes of their prey, had not their bark been very slow of sail. And therefore homeward did they bend their course. Thus you have heard me severed from my bliss. To my misfortunes was my life prolonged to tell sad stories of my own mishaps.
And for the sake of them thou sorrowest for, do me the favour to delate it full. What had befallen them and thee till now?
My youngest boy, and yet my eldest care, at 18 years became inquisitive after his brother, and importuned me that his attendant, so his case was like, reft of his brother, but retained his name, might bear him company in the quest of him, whom whilst I laboured of a love to see, I hazarded the loss of whom I loved. 5 summers have I spent in farthest Greece, roaming clean to the bounds of Asia, and coasting homeward came to Ephesus, hopeless to find, yet loath to leave unsought or that or any place that harbours men. But here must end the story of my life, and happy were I in my timely death, could all my travels warrant me they live.
Hapless Aegeon, whom the fates have marked to bear the extremity of dire mishap. Now, were not against our laws, against my crown, my oath, my dignity, which princes would they not disannul? My soul should sue as advocate for thee. But though thou art judged to the death, and passed sentence may not be recalled, but to our honour's great disparagement, yet I will favour thee in what I can. Therefore, merchant, I will limit thee this day to seek thy health through beneficial help. Try all the friends thou hast in Ephesus, beg thou, borrow, to make up the sum and live. If no, then thou art doomed to die. Jailer, take him into thy custody.
I will, my lord.
Hopeless and helpless doth Aegeon wend, but to procrastinate his lifeless end.
Therefore, give out you are of Epidamnum, lest your goods too soon be confiscated. This very day, a Syracusan merchant is apprehended for arrival here, and, not being able to buy out his life according to the statute of the town, dies ere the weary sunset in the west. Here is your money that I had to keep.
Go, bear it to the centaur where we host, and stay there, Dromio, till I come to you. Within this hour it will be dinner time. Till that I'll view the manners of this town, peruse the traders, gaze upon the buildings, and then return to sleep within mine inn, for with long travel I am sick and weary. Get me away.
Many a man would take you at your word and go indeed, having so good a meal.
A trusty villain, sir, that very oft when I am dull with care and melancholy, lightens my humour with his merry jests. What, will you walk with me about the town and then go to my inn and dine with me?
I'm invited, sir, to certain merchants, of whom I hope to make much benefit. I crave your pardon. Soon at 5 o'clock, please you, I'll meet with you upon the mart, and afterwards consult with you till bedtime. My present business calls me from you now.
Farewell till then. I will go lose myself and wander up and down to view the city.
Sir, I commend you to your own content.
He that commends me to mine own content commends me to the thing I cannot get. I, to the world, am like a drop of water that in the ocean seeks another drop, who, falling there to find his fellow forth, unseen, inquisitive, confounds himself. So I, to find a mother and a brother, in quest of them unhappy, lose myself. Oh, here comes the almanac of my true date. Well now, how chance thou art returned so soon?
Return so soon, rather approach too late. The capon burns, the pig falls from the spit. The clock hath struck 12 upon the bell. My mistress made it one upon my cheek. She's so hot because the meat is cold. The meat is cold because you come not home. You come not home because you have no stomach. You have no stomach, having broken your fast. But we that know what 'tis to fast and pray are penitent for your default today.
Stop in your wind, sir. Tell me this, I pray. Where have you left the money that I gave you?
Oh, the 6 pence I had on Wednesday last to pay the sailor for my mistress's crupper. The sailor had it, sir. I kept it not.
I am not in a sportive humour now. Tell me, and dally not, where is the money? We being strangers here, how darest thou trust so great a charge from thine own custody?
I pray you jest, sir, as you sit at dinner. I for my mistress come to you in post. If I return, I shall be post indeed, for she will score your fault upon my pate. Methinks your ma, like mine, should be your clock, and strike you home without a messenger.
Come, Dromio, come. These jests are out of season. Reserve them till a merrier hour than this. Where is the gold I gave in charge to thee?
To me, sir? Why, you gave no gold to me.
Come on, sir knave, have done your foolishness, and tell me how thou hast disposed thy charge.
My charge was but to fetch you from the mart. Home, to your house, the Phoenix, sir, to dinner. My mistress and her sister stays for you.
Now, as I am a Christian, answer me, in what safe place you have bestowed my money, or I shall break that merry sconce of yours that stands on tricks when I am undisposed. Where are the 1,000 marks thou hadst of me?
I have some marks of yours upon my pate, some of my mistress's marks upon my shoulders, but not 1,000 marks between you both. If I should pay your worship those again, perchance I will not bear them patiently.
Thy mistress marks? What mistress, slave, hast thou?
Your worship's wife, my mistress, at the Phoenix. She that doth fast till you come home to dinner, and prays you'll hie you home to dinner.
Wilt thou flout me thus unto my face being forbid? Hold, take thou that, Sir Knave.
What means you, sir? For God's sake, hold your hands! Nay, you'll not, sir, I'll take my heels.
Upon my life, by some device or other, the villain is o'erwrought of all my money. They say this town is full of cozenage, as nimble jugglers that deceive the eye, dark working sorcerers that change the mind, soul-killing witches that deform the body, disguised cheaters, prating mountebanks, and many such like liberties of sin. If it proves so, I'll be gone the sooner. I'll to the centaur to go seek this slave. I greatly fear my money is not safe.
Neither my husband nor the slave return this in such haste I sent to fetch his master. Sure, Luciana, it is 2 o'clock. Oh.
Perhaps some merchant happened by
invited him, and from the march he saw my gone to dinner. Good sister, let us dine and never fret. A man is master of his liberty. Time is the master, and when they see time they'll go or come. If so, be patient, sister.
Why should their liberty than ours be more?
Because their business still lies out of door.
Look when I serve him, so he takes it ill.
Oh no, he is the bridle of your will.
There's none but asses will be bridled so.
Oh, headstrong liberty is lashed with woe. There's nothing situate under heaven's eye, but hath his bound in earth, in sea, and sky. The beasts, the fishes, and the winged fowls are their male subjects and at their controls. Man, more divine, the master of all these, lord of the wide world and wild watery seas, endued with intellectual sense and souls, of more preeminence than fish and fowls, are masters of their females and their lords. Then let your will attend on their accords.
This servitude makes you to keep unwed.
Not this, but troubles of the marriage bed.
Ah, but were you wedded, you would bear some sway.
Ere will and love, I'll practice to obey.
And what if your husband should start some other wear?
Till he come home again, I would forbear.
Patience unmoved. No marvel though she pause. They can be meek that have no other cause. A wretched soul, bruised with adversity, we bid be quiet when we hear it cry. But were we burdened with like weight of pain, as much or more we should ourselves complain. So thou, that have no unkind mate to grieve thee, with urging, helpless patience would relieve me. But if thou live to see like right bereft, this full-baked patience in thee will be left.
Oh, well, I will marry one day, but to try. Now here is your man, now is your husband mine.
Say, is your tardy master now at hand?
Nay, he's at 2 hands with me, and that my 2 ears can witness.
But say, is he coming home?
Aye, he's at 2 hands with me. And he's at 2 hands with me, and that my 2 ears can witness.
Spake he so doubtfully thou couldst not feel his meaning?
Aye, he told his mind upon my ear, beshrew his hand, I scarce could understand it.
But say, I prithee, is he coming home? It seems he hath great care to please his wife.
Why, mistress, sure my master's stark mad.
Oh, mad, thou villain!
I mean not cuckold mad, but sure he's stark mad. When I desired him to come home to dinner, he asked for 1,000 marks in gold. "'Tis dinner time," quoth I. "My gold," quoth he. "The meat doth burn," quoth I. "My gold," quoth he. "Will you come?" quoth I. "My gold," quoth he. "Where's the 1,000 marks I gave thee, villain?" "The pig," quoth I, "is burned." "My gold," quoth he. "My mistress, sir," quoth I. "Hang up thy mistress." "I know not thy mistress." "Out with thy mistress."
Quoth who?
Quoth my master. "I'm not," quoth he, "no house, no wife, no mistress." So that my errand drew unto my tongue. I thank him. I bear home across my shoulders, for in conclusion he did beat me there.
Go back again, thou slave, and fetch him home.
Go back again and get you beaten home. For God's sake, send some other messenger.
Back, slave, or I'll break thy pate across.
And he will bless that cross with other beating. Between you I shall have a holy head.
Hence, prating peasant, and fetch thy master home.
Am I so round with you as you with me, that like a football you spurn me thus? You spurn me hence and you'll spurn me hither. If I last in this service, you must case me in leather.
Aye, how impatience loureth in your face.
His company must do his minions grace, whilst I at home starve for a merry look.
Hath homely age the alluring beauty took from my poor cheek?
Then he hath wasted it. And my discourse is dull, barren my wit. If voluble and sharp discourse be marred, and kindness blunts it more than marble hard. Their gay vestments his affection's bait. That's not my fault, he's master of my state. What ruins can be found in me by him not ruined? Then is he the grounds of my defeatures. My decay is there, a sunny look of his would soon repair. But to unruly deer he breaks the pail and feeds from home. Poor I am that his stale.
Self-harming jealousy, fie, beat it hence.
unfeeling fools can with such wrongs dispense. I know his eye doth homage otherwhere, else what lets it but he would be here? Sister, you know he promised me a chain. Would that alone a love he would detain to keep fair quarter with his bed? I see the jewel best enamoured will lose his beauty, and gold bides still that others touch, and often touching will wear gold, and no man that hath a name but falsehood and corruption doth it shame. Since that my beauty cannot please his eye, I'll weep what's left away, and weeping die. How many fools serve mad jealousy?
Romeo's name, safe at the centaur, and the heedful slave is wandered forth in care to seek me out by computation and mine host's report. Yes, I could not speak with Dromio since at first I sent him from the mart. See, here he comes. How now, sir? Is your merry humour altered? As you love strokes, so jest with me again. You know no centaur. You receive no gold. Your mistress sent to have me home to dinner. My house was at the Phoenix. Wast thou mad that so madly thou didst answer me?
What answer, sir? When spake I such a word?
Even now, even here, not half an hour since.
I have not seen you since you sent me hence home to the centaur with the gold you gave me.
Villain, thou didst deny the gold's receipts and toldest me of a mistress and a dinner, for which I hope thou feltest I was displeased.
I'm glad to see you in this merry vein. What means this jest, I pray you, master, tell me.
Yea, dost thou jeer and flout me in the teeth? Thinkest thou I jest? Hold, take thou that, and that.
Hold, sir! For God's sake, now your jest is in earnest. Upon what bargain do you give it me?
Because that I familiarly sometimes do use you for my fool, and chat with you, your sauciness will jest upon my love and make a comment of my serious hours. When the sun shines, let foolish gnats make sport, but creeping crannies when he hides his beams. If you will jest with me, know my aspect and fashion your demeanour to my looks, or I shall beat this method into your sconce.
Sconce, call you it? I had rather have it ahead, and you use these blows ere I must get a sconce for my head and ensconce it too, else I must seek my wit in my shoulders. But I pray you, sir, why am I beaten?
Dost thou not know?
Nothing, sir, but that I am beaten.
Shall I tell you why?
Aye, sir, and wherefore, for they say every why hath a wherefore.
Why first, for flouting me, and then wherefore, for urging it the second time to me.
Was there ever any man thus beaten out of season, that in the why and wherefore is neither rhyme nor reason? Well, sir, I thank you.
Thank me, sir, for what?
Marry, sir, for that something which you gave me for nothing.
Make you amends next, to give you nothing for something. But say so, is it dinner time?
No, sir. I think the meat wants what I have.
Good time, sir. What's that?
Basting.
Well, sir, then 'twill be dry.
If it be, sir, I pray you, eat none of it.
Your reason?
Lest it make you choleric and purchase me another dry basting.
Well, sir, learn to jest in good time. There's a time for all things.
I durst have denied that ere you were so choleric.
By what rule?
Marry, sir, by a rule as plain as the plain bald pate to Father Time himself.
Let's hear it.
There is no time for a man to recover his hair that grows bald by nature.
May he not do it by fine and recovery?
Yes, if he pay a fine for a periwig and recover the lost hair of another man.
Why is time such a niggard of hair, being as it is so plentiful an excrement?
Because it is a blessing he bestows on beasts, and what he has scanted man in hair, he hath given them in wit.
Well, there's many a man hath more hair than wit.
Not a man of those, but one who has wit enough to lose his hair.
Thou didst conclude hairy men plain dealers without wit.
The plainer dealer, the sooner lost, yet he loses it in a kind of jollity.
For what reason?
4, 2, one sound, one's 2.
Nay, not sound, I pray.
Certain ones then.
Nay, not sure anything false.
Sure ones then.
Name them.
The one, to save the money that he spends in tiring. The other, that at dinner they should not drop in his porridge.
You would all this time have proved there is no time for all things.
And it namely, there is no time to recover hair lost by nature.
But your reason was not substantial why there is no time to recover.
Thus I mend it. Time himself is bald, and therefore to the world's end must have bald followers.
I knew it would be a bold conclusion. Soft. Who wafts is yonder?
I, Antiphilus, look strange and proud. Some other mistress hath thy sweet aspects. I am not thy Adriana, nor thy wife. The time was once when thou unurged wouldst thou, that never words were music to thine ear, that never object pleasing to thine eye, that never touch well welcome to thy hand, that never meat sweet savoured in thy taste, unless I spake, or looked, or touched, or carved to thee. How comes it now, my husband? Oh, how comes it that thou art then estranged from thyself? Thyself I call it, being strange to me, that undividable, incorporate, and better than my dear self's better part. I do not tear thyself away from me. For no, my love, as easy mayst thou fall a drop of water in the breaking gulf, and take unmingled thence that drop again, without addition or diminishing, as take from me thyself, and not me too. How dearly would it touch thee to the quick, shouldst thou but hear that I were licentious, and that this body consecrate to thee by ruffian lust should be contaminate. Wouldst thou not spit at me, and spurn at me, and hail the name of husband in my face, and tear the stained skin off my harlot brow, and from my finger cut the wedding ring and break it with a deep divorcing vow? I know thou canst, and therefore see thou do it. For I am possessed of an adulterate plot. My blood is mingled with the crime of lust, for if we two be one and thou play false, I digest the poison of thy flesh, being strumpeted by thy contagion. Keep then fair league and truce with thy true bed. I live unstained, thou undishonoured.
Lead you to me, fair dame? I know you not. In Ephesus I am but two hours old, a stranger unto your town as to your talk, who every word by all my wit being scanned wants wit in all one word to understand.
Fie, brother, how the world has changed with you. Where were you wont to use my sister thus? She sent you by Dromio home to dinner.
By Dromio?
By me.
By thee! And this you did return from him, that he did buffet thee, and in his blows denied my house to his, me for his wife.
Did you converse so with this gentlewoman? What is the course and drift of your companion?
Aye, sir, I never saw her till this time.
Villain, thou liest, for even her very words didst thou deliver to me on the march.
I never spake with her in all my life.
How can she thus then call us by our names? Unless it be by inspiration.
How ill agrees it with your gravity to counterfeit thus grossly with your slave, abetting him to thwart me in my mood? Be it my wrong you are from me exempt, but wrong not that wrong with a more contempt. Come, I'll fasten on this sleeve of thine. Thou art an elm, my husband, and I a vine, whose weakness married to thy stronger state makes me with thy strength to communicate. If aught possess thee from me, it is dross, usurping ivy, briar, or idle moss, who, all for want of pruning with intrusion, infect thy sap and live on thy confusion.
To me she speaks. She moves me for her theme. What, was I married to her in this dream? Or sleep I now and think I hear all this? What error drives our eyes and ears amiss? Until I know this sore uncertainty, I'll entertain this offered fallacy.
Dromio, go spread with the servants spread for dinner.
Oh, for my beads I cross me for a sinner. This is the fairyland. Oh, spite of spites, we talk with goblins, owls, and sprites. If we obey them not, this will ensue. They'll suck our breath or pinch us black and blue.
Why praisest to thyself and answerest not? Dromio, thou snail, thou slug, thou sot!
I am transformed, master! Am I not?
I think thou art in mind, and so am I.
Nay, in both mind and in my shape.
Thou hast thine own form.
No, I am an ape.
If thou art changed to aught, 'tis to an ass.
'Tis true, she rides me and I long for grass. 'Tis so, I am an ass, else it could never be. But I should know her as well as she knows me.
Come, come, no longer will I be a fault, but the finger in the eye and weep while man and master laugh my woes to scorn. Come, sir, to dinner. Romeo, keep the gate. Husband, I'll dine above with you today, and try you 1,000 idle pranks. Come, sister. Romeo, if any ask you for your master, say he dines forth, and let no creature enter. Play the porter well.
Am I in earth, in heaven, or in hell? Sleeping or waking, mad or well advised, known unto these and to myself disguised. I'll say as they say in Persever so, and in this mist at all adventures go.
Master, shall I be porter at the gate?
Aye, and let no one enter, lest I break your pate.
Come, come, Antipholus, we dine too late.
Senor Balthazar, you must excuse us all. My wife is shrewish when I keep not my hours. Say that I lingered with you at your shop to see the making of your carcanet, and that tomorrow you will bring it home. Here is a villain that would face me down. He met me at the mart, and that I beat him and charged him with 1,000 marks in gold, and that I did deny my wife in house. Thou drunkard thou, what didst thou mean by this?
Say what you will, sir, but I know what I know. That you beat me in the mart, I have your hand to show. If the skin were parchment and the blows you gave were ink, your own handwriting would tell you what I think.
I think thou art an ass.
Marry, so it doth appear, from the wrongs I suffer and the blows I bear, I should kick being kicked and being at pass, you would keep from my heels and beware of an ass.
You're sad, Senor Balthazar. Pray God our cheer may answer your goodwill and our good welcome here.
I hold your dainties cheap, sir, and you're welcome, dear.
Oh, Senor Balthazar, either a flesh or a fish, a table full of welcome makes scarce one dainty dish.
Good meat, sir, is common that every churl affords.
Well, welcome or common, for that's nothing but words.
Small chair and great welcome make some merry peace.
To an unguardly host a more sparing guest. Though vacates be mean, take them in good part. Better cheer may you have, but not with better heart. Oh, but soft, my door is locked. Go, bid them let us in.
Maud, Bridget, Marion, Cicely, Jillian, Jen!
Mome, malt horse, capon, coxcomb, idiot, patch. Either get thee from the door or sit down at the hatch. Dost thou conjure from wenches that thou calls for such a store when one is too many? Go, get thee from the door.
What patches made our porter? My master stays in the street.
Let him walk from whence he came, lest he catch cold on's feet.
Who talks within there? Ho, open the door.
Aye, sir, I'll tell you when, and you'll tell me wherefore.
Wherefore? For my dinner I have not dined today.
Nor hear you today you must not neither. Come again when you may.
What art thou that keepest me out the house that I owe?
The porter for this time, sir, and my name is Dromio.
Oh, villain! Thou hast stolen both mine office and my name. The one here got me credit, the other make a blame. If thou hadst been Dromio today in my place, thou wouldst have changed thy face for a name or thy name for an ass.
What a coil is there, Dromio? Who are those at the gate?
Let my master in, loose.
Faith, no, he comes too late, and so tell your master.
Oh, Lord, I must laugh. Have at you with the proverb. Shall I set in my staff?
Have at you with another. That's when. Can you tell?
If thy name be called Luce, Luce, thou hast answered him well.
Do you hear, you minion? You'll let us in, I trow.
I thought to have asked you.
And you said no.
Oh, so come help me. Well struck, there was blow for blow.
No baggage, let me in.
Can you tell for whose sake?
Master, knock the door hard. Let him knock till it aches.
Oh, you'll cry for this minion if I beat the door down.
What needs all that and a pair of stocks in the town?
Who is that at the door that keeps all this noise?
By my troth, your town is troubled by unruly boys.
Are you there, wife? You might have come before.
Your wife? Thou knave, go get you from the door.
If you went in pain, master, this knave would go sore.
Here's neither cheer, sir, nor welcome. We would have fain of either.
In debating which was best, we should part with neither.
They stand at the door, master. Bid them welcome hither.
There is something in the wind that we cannot get in.
You would say so master, if your garments were thin. Your cake there is warm within. You stand here in the cold. It would make a man mad as a buck to be so bought and sold.
Well, I'll break in. Go borrow me a crow.
Crow without a feather. Master, mean you so? For a fish without a fin, there's a fowl without a feather. If a crow help us in, Sarah, we'll pluck a crow together.
Oh, get thee gone, fetch thee an iron crow.
Have patience, sir, and let it not be so. Herein you war against your reputation, and draw within the compass of suspect the unviolated honour of your wife. Once this, your long experience of her wisdom, her sober virtue, years, and honesty plead on her part some cause to you unknown. And doubt not, sir, for she will well excuse, by at this time the doors are made against you. Be ruled by me, depart in patience, and let us to the Tiger, all to dinner. And about evening, come yourself alone, to know the reason of this strange restraint. By strong hand you offer to break in. Now, in the stirring passage of the day, a vulgar comment will be made on, and that supposed by the common root against your yet unguarded estimation, that may with foul intrusion enter in and dwell upon your grave when you are dead. The slander lives upon succession, forever housed where it gets possession.
You have prevailed. I will depart in quiet, and in despite of my mirth mean to be merry. I know a wench of excellent discourse, pretty, witty, wild, and yet too gentle. There we will to dinner. That woman, I mean, without my wife, have oftentimes upbraided me withal. Fetch the chain, by now I know 'tis made. Bring it, I pray you, to the porpentine, for there is the house. That chain I will bestow, be it for nothing but to spite my wife upon mine hostess there. Get thee gone, fetch the chain. If
And we
mine
shall
own
place
doors
our heads.
refuse to entertain me, I'll knock somewhere else and see if they'll disdain me. This jest shall cost me some expense.
May it be that you have quite forgot a husband's office. Shall Antipholus, even in the spring of love, thy love springs rot? Shall love in building grow so ruinous? If you did wed my sister for her wealth, then for her wealth's sake use her with more kindness. Or, if you like elsewhere, do it by stealth. Muffle your false love with some show of blindness. Let not my sister read it in your eye. Be not thy tongue thine own shame's orator. Look sweet, speak fair, become disloyalty. Apparel vice like virtue's harbinger. Bear a fair presence, though your heart be tainted. Be secret fools, what needs she be acquainted? What simple thief brags of his own attaint? 'Tis double wrong to truant with your bed, and let her read it in thy looks at board. A shame hath a bastard fame, well managed. Ill deeds is double with an evil word. Alas, poor woman, make us but believe, being compact of credit, that you love us. Though others have the arm, show us the sleeve. We in your motion turn, and you may move us. Then, gentle brother, get to in again. Comfort my sister, cheer her, call her wife. 'Tis holy sport to be a little vain, when the sweet breath of flattery conquers strife.
Sweet mistress, what your name is else I know not by what wonder you do hit of mine. Less in your knowledge and your grace you show not than are to wonder more than earth divine. Teach me, dear creature, how to think and speak. Lay open to my earthy gross conceit. Smothered in errors, feeble, shallow, weak, the folded meaning of your words' deceit. Against my soul's pure truth, why labour you to make it wander in an unknown field? Are you a god? Would you create me new? Transform me then, and to your power I'll yield. But if that I am either, well I know your weeping sister is no wife of mine, nor to her bed no homage do I owe. Far more to you do I decline. Oh, train me not, sweet mermaid, with thy note to drown me in my sister's flood of tears. Sing, so, and for thyself, and I will dote. Spread over the silver waves thy golden hairs, and as a bed I'll take thee, and there lie, and in that glorious supposition think he gains by death that hath such means to die. Let love, being light, be drowned if she sink.
What, are you mad that you do reason so?
Not mad, but mated, how I do not know.
It is a fault that springeth from your eye.
For gazing on your beams, fair sun being by.
Gaze where you should, and that will clear your sight.
It's good to wink, sweet love, as look on night.
Why call you me love?
Call my sister so.
Thy sister's sister?
That's my sister.
No! It is thyself. Mine own self's better part. Mine eye's clear eye, my dear heart's dearer heart. My food, my fortune, and my sweet hope's aim. My soul earth's heaven, and my heaven's claim.
All this my sister is, or else should be.
Then call thyself sister sweet, for I am thee. Thee will I love, and with thee lead my life. Thou hast no husband yet, nor I no wife. Give me thy hand.
Oh, soft sir, hold you still. I'll fetch my sister to get her goodwill.
Where runnest thou so fast?
Do you know me, sir? Am I Dromio? Am I your man? Am I myself?
Thou art Dromio. Thou art my man. Thou art thyself.
I am an ass. I am a woman's man, and besides myself.
A woman's man. And how besides thyself?
Marry, sir, besides myself, I am due to a woman. One that claims me, one that haunts me, one that will have me.
What claim lays she to thee?
Marry, sir, such a claim as you would lay unto your horse. And she would have me as a beast. Not that I, being a beast, she would have me, but that she, being a very beastly creature, lays claim to me.
What is she?
A very reverend body. Aye, such a one as man may not speak of without he say, "As your reverence." I have but lean luck in the match, and yet is it a wondrous, fat marriage.
How dost thou mean a fat marriage?
Marry, sir, she's the kitchen wench and all grease. And I know not what use to put her to, but to make a lamp of her and run from her by her own light. I warrant her rags and the tallow in them would burn a Poland winter. If she lives till doomsday, she'll burn a week longer than the whole world.
What complexion is she of?
Swart, like my shoe. But her face nothing like so clean kept. For why? She sweats, a man may go over shoes in the grime of it.
That's a fault that water will mend.
No, sir, 'tis in the grain. Noah's flood could not do it.
What's her name?
Nell, sir, but her name and 3/4 that, an L and 3/4, could not measure her from hip to hip.
Then she bears some breadth.
No longer, from head to foot, then from hip to hip. She is spherical. Like a globe. I could find out countries in her.
What part of her body stands island?
Marry, sir, in her buttocks. Found it out by the bogs.
Where Scotland?
I found it in the barrenness, hard in the palm of her hand.
Where France?
In her forehead, armed and reverted, making war against her hair.
Where England?
I looked for the chalky cliffs, but could find no whiteness in them. But I guess it stood in her chin by the salt riem that ran between France and it.
Where Spain?
Faith, I saw it not, but I felt it, hot in her breath.
Where America, the Indies?
Oh, sir, all o'er her nose, all covered in rubies, sapphires, carbuncles, declining their rich aspect to the hot breath of Spain, who sent whole armadas of barracks to be callous at her nose.
And where stood Belgium? The Netherlands.
Oh, sir, I did not look. So, to conclude, this drudge or diviner laid claim to me, called me Dromio, swore I was assured to her, told me about privy marks I had about me, such as the mark on my shoulder, the mole on my neck, the great wart on my left arm, that I, amazed, ran from her as a witch, and I think, if my breast had not been made of faith and my heart of steel, she had transformed me into a dog and made me turn to the wheel.
Go, hide thee presently, post to the road. And if the wind blow any way from shore, I will not harbour in this town tonight. If any barks put forth, come to the mart, where I will walk till thou return to me. If everyone knows us and we know none, 'tis time, I think, to trudge, pack, and be gone.
So from a bear, a madman runs for life. So fly I from her that will be my wife.
as none but witches do inhabit here, and therefore 'tis high time that I were hence. She that doth call me husband, even my soul doth for a wife abhor. But her fair sister, possessed with such a gentle sovereign grace, such enchanting presence and discourse, hath almost made me traitor to myself. But lest myself be guilty to self-wrong, I'll stop mine ears against the mermaid's song.
Master Antipholus!
Aye, that's my name.
I know well, sir. Lo, here is the chain. I thought to obtain you at the Porpentine, but the chain unfinished made me stay thus long.
What is your will that I shall do with this?
What please yourself, sir? I've made it for you.
For me, sir, I bespoke it not.
Not once, not twice, but 20 times you have. Now go home with it and please your wife withal, and soon at supper time I'll visit you and collect my money for the chain.
I pray, sir, receive the money now. For fear you see chain or money more.
You're a merry man, sir. Very well.
What I should think of this I cannot tell. But this I think. There's no man is so vain that would refuse so fair an offered chain. I see a man here needs not live by shifts when in the street he meets such golden gifts. I'll to the mart and there for Dromio stay. If any ship put out, then straight away.
You know since Pentecost the sum is due, and since I have not much importuned you. Well, now I have not without I am bound to Persia, and want orders for my voyage. Therefore make present and inspection, or I shall attach you by this officer.
Even just the sum that I do owe to is grown to by Antipholus, and the instant that I met with him, he had off me a chain, and at 5 o'clock I shall receive my money for the same. Please, if you walk with me down to his house, I'll discharge my bond and thank you too.
That labour may you save. See where he comes.
While I go to the goldsmith's house, go thou and buy a rope's end that I will bestow among my wife and her confederates for locking me out of my doors by day. But soft, I see a goldsmith. Get thee gone, buy the rope, bring it home to me.
I'd buy £1,000 a year, I'd buy a rope.
A man as well hope up that trusts to you. I promised said your presence in the chain, but neither chain nor goldsmith came to me. Be like you thought our love would last too long if it were chained together, and therefore came not.
Saving your merry humour, here's the note how much the chain weighs the utmost carat, the fineness of the gold in the chargeable fashion, which doth amount to 3 odd ducats more. Then I stand debted to this gentlewoman, who I pray you see her presently discharged, for she is bound to sea, but stays for it.
I am not furnished with the present money. Besides, I have some business in town. Good signor, take this stranger to my house, and with you take the chain, and bid my wife disperse the sum of the receipt thereof. Perchance I will be there as soon as you.
Then you'll bring the chain to her yourself?
No, bring it to you, lest I come not time enough.
And I will, sir. Do you have the chain about you?
And if I have not, sir, I hope you have, or else you may return without your money.
Nay, come, I pray you, sir, give me the chain. Both wind and tide stays for this gentlewoman, and I to blame have held her here too long.
Good Lord, use this dalliance to excuse your promise to the Porpentine. I should have chid you for not bringing it there, but like a shrew you first begin to brawl.
The hour steals on. I pray you, sir, dispatch.
Hear how she importunes me. The chain!
Why, take it to my wife and fetch your money.
You know I gave it to even now. Either send me the chain or send me by some token.
Fie, now you run this humour out of breath. Come, where's the chain? I pray you let me see it.
My business cannot brook this dalliance. Good sir, say will you answer me or no. If not, I shall attach him to this officer.
I answer you. What should I answer you?
The money? You owe me for the chain!
Oh, well, I owe you not until I receive the chain.
You know I gave it to you half an hour since.
You gave me none. You wronged me much to say so.
You wronged me more than denied it. Consider how it stands upon my credit.
Well, officer, arrest him at my suit.
I do, and charge you in the Duke's name to obey me.
This touches me in reputation. Either consent to pay the sum to me, or I touch you by this officer!
Consent to pay thee that I never had? Well, arrest me, foolish fellow, if thou darest.
Here is thy fee, officer. I would not spare my brother in this case if he should score me so apparently. Arrest him!
I do arrest you, sir. Do you hear the suit?
And I do obey, but, sirrah, you shall buy this sport, as all the metal in your shop will answer.
Sir, I shall have law in Ephesus, you notorious shame, I doubt it not.
Master! There is a bark of Epidamnum that stays until her owner comes aboard, and then she bears away. Our fraughtage, sir, I have conveyed aboard, and I have bought the oil, the balsamum, and the aquavitae. The ship is in her trim, the merry wind blows fair from land, they stay for not at all, but their owner, master, and yourself.
Why, thou peevish sheep, what ship of Epidamnum stays for me?
Ship you sent me for? To hire waftage.
I sent thee for a rope, and told thee to what purpose and what end.
You sent me to a rope's end as soon. You sent me to the bay, sir, for a bark.
I will debate this matter at more leisure, and teach your ears to list with greater heed. To Adriana, villain, hie thee straight. Give her this key, and tell her that in the desk that's covered o'er with Turkish tapestry, there is a purse of ducats. Let her send it. Tell her I am arrested in the street, and that shall give me bail. Adriana, hie thee straight. On, officer, to prison till it come.
To Adriana. That is where we dined, where Doswell did claim me for her husband. She is too big, I hope, for me to compass. Thither I must, though against my will. For servants must the master's minds fulfill.
Ah, Luciana, did he tempt thee so? Might thou perceive, or steely in his eye, that he did plead in earnest, yea or no? Looked he or red or pale, or sad or merrily? What observations madest thou in this case of his heart's meteors tilting in his face?
First, he denied you had in him no right.
He meant he did me none the more my spite.
Then swore he that he was a stranger here.
And true he swore, though forsworn he were.
Then pleaded I for you.
And what said he?
That love I begged for you, he begged of me.
With what persuasion did he tempt thy love?
With words that in an honest suit might move. First he did praise my beauty, then my speech.
Did speak him fair.
Have patience, I beseech.
I cannot, nor I will not hold me still. My tongue, though not my heart, shall have his will. He is deformed, crooked, old and sere, ill-faced, worse-bodied, shapeless everywhere, vicious, ungentle, foolish, blunt, unkind, stigmatical in making, worse in mind.
Oh, who would be jealous then of such a one? No evil lost is well when it is gone.
Oh, but I think him better than I say. And would hear in others' eyes were worse. Far from her nest the lapwing cries away. My heart prays for him, though my tongue do curse.
Here, go, the desk, the purse. Sweet. Now, make haste.
How hast thou lost thy breath?
By running fast.
Where is thy master, Romeo? Is he well?
No, he's in Tartar's limbo, worse than hell. A devil in an everlasting garment hath him, one whose hard heart is buttoned up with steel. A fiend, a fairy, pitiless and rough, a wolf, nay worse, a fellow all in buff.
Why, man, what is the matter?
I do not know what is the matter. He is arrested on the case.
What, arrested? Tell me at whose suit?
I know not at whose suit he is arrested well, but it is in a suit of buff that arrested him, that can I tell. Will you send for him?
Oh.
Mistress, redemption, the money in his desk.
Go fetch it, sister. This I do wonder at, that he unknown to me should be in debt. Tell me, was he arrested on a band?
Not on a band, on a stronger thing. A chain. A chain. Do you not hear it ring?
What, the chain?
No! No, the bell! 'Tis time I were gone. 'Twas 2 ere I left him. Now the clock strikes 1.
As the time runs back, that I did never hear.
Oh yes, if any hour meet a sergeant, he turns back for very fear.
As if time were in debt. How fondly dost thou reason?
Time is very bankrupt and owes more than he's worth to reason.
Oh, go, Dromio. Here's the money, bear it straight, and bring thy master home immediately. Oh, Sister, I am pressed down with conceit. Conceit my comfort and my injury. Ooh.
There's not a man I meet that doth salute me as if I were their well-acquainted friend, and everyone doth call me by my name. Some tender money to me, some invite me, some other give me thanks and kindnesses, some offer me commodities to buy. Even now a tailor called me in his shop and showed me silks that he had bought for me, and therewithal took measure of my body. Sure, these are but imaginary wiles, and Lapland sorcerers do inhabit here.
Here is the gold you sent me for. What? Have you met old Adam, new apparelled?
What gold is this? What Adam dost thou mean?
Not that Adam that keeps the paradise, but that Adam that keeps the prison. He that came behind you, sir, like an evil angel, and bid you forsake your liberty.
I understand thee not.
No, but 'tis a plain case. He that came, like a base vial, in a case of leather.
What thou meanest, an officer?
Aye, sir, the sergeant of the band.
Ah, well, there rest in your foolery. Is there any ships put forth tonight? May we be gone?
Why, sir, I sent you word an hour since that the bark expedition put forth tonight. Here are the angels that you sent me for to deliver you.
The fellow is distract, and so am I. And here we wander in illusion. Some blessed power, deliver us from hence!
Well met, Master Antipholus. I see so that you have met the goldsmith now. Is that the chain that you promised me today?
Void Satan, I charge thee, tempt me not!
Master, is this Mistress Satan?
It is the devil.
Nay, she's worse. She's the devil's dam, and here she comes in the habit of a light wench. Come not near her.
Your man and you are marvellous merry, sir. Will you go with me? We might have dinner here.
And if you do, sir, expect spoon meat or bespeak a long spoon.
Why don't you?
Marry, sir, he must have a long spoon that must eat with the devil.
Avoid then, fiend! What tellest thou me of supping thou art, as you are all a sorceress? I conjure thee to leave me and begone.
Give me the ring of mine you had at dinner, or for my diamond the chain you promised, and I shall be gone, sir, and will not trouble you.
Some devils ask the parings of one's nails, but she, more covetous, would have a chain.
I pray you, sir, my ring, or else the chain. I hope you don't mean to cheat me so.
Avaunt, thou witch! Come, Dromio, let us go.
Fly pride, says the peacock, mistress. That you know.
Now, out of doubt, Antipholus is mad, else would he never so demean himself. A ring he hath of mine worth 40 ducats, and for the same he promises me a chain. Both one and other he denies me now. The reason that I gather he is mad, besides the present instant of his rage, is of a mad tale he told today at dinner of his own doors being shut against his entrance. And be like his wife, who was acquainted with his fits, did perforce shut the doors against his way. My way is now to hide on to his house and tell his wife that being lunatic, he ran into my home and took the fault of my ring away. But this is the course that I fittest choose. For 40 ducats, it's too much to lose.
Fear not, man, I will not break away. I'll give thee air, I'll leave thee so much money to warrant thee I am rested for. My wife is in a wayward mood today, and will not lightly trust upon a messenger that I should be attached in Ephesus. But here comes my man. I think he brings the money. How now, sir? Have you that I sent you for?
Here's that. I warrant you will pay them all.
But where's the money?
Why, sir, I gave the money for the rope.
500 ducats, villain, for a rope?
I'll serve you, sir, 500 the rate.
To what end did I bid thee hie thee home?
To a rope's end, sir, and to that end of my return.
And to that end, sir, I will welcome you.
Good sir, be patient.
Nay, 'tis for me to be patient. I am in adversity.
Now hold thy tongue.
Nay, rather persuade him to hold his hands.
Thou horse and senseless villain!
I would I were senseless, sir, that I might not feel your blows.
Thou art sensible in nothing but blows, and so is an ass!
I'm an ass indeed, you may prove it by my long years. I have served him from the hour of my nativity to this instant, and have nothing at his hands for my service but blows. When I'm cold, he heats me with beating. When I'm warm, he cools me with beating. I'm waked with it when I sleep, raised with it when I sit, driven outdoors with it when I go from home, welcomed home with it when I return. Nay, I bear it on my shoulders as a beggar will her brat, and I think when he hath laid me, I shall beg with it from door to door.
Come on, my wife is coming under.
Mistress, respice finem, respect your end, or rather the prophecy like the parrot, beware the rope's end.
Wilt thou still talk?
How say you now? Is not your husband mad?
His incivility confirms no less. Good Dr. Pinch, you are a conjurer. Establish him in his true sense again, and I will please you what you will demand.
Alas, how fiery and how sharp he looks.
And mark how he trembles in his ecstasy.
Give me your hand to let me feel your pulse.
Here, take my hand and let it feel your ear.
I charge thee, Satan, housed within this man, to yield possession to my holy prayers, and to the state of darkness hie thee straight, I conjure by all the saints in heaven.
Peace, doting wizard, peace. I'm not mad.
Oh, that thou wert not, poor distressed soul.
You villain, you! Are these your customers? Did that companion with the saffron face revel and feast at my house, whilst upon me the guilty doors were shut and I denied to enter?
Oh, husband, God doth know you dined at home. Where would you had remained until this time, free from these slanders and this open shame?
Dined at home. Thou villain, what sayest thou?
Sir, sooth to say, you did not dine at home.
Were my doors not locked up and I shut out?
Perdie, your doors were locked and you shut out.
And did not she herself revile me there?
Sans fable, she herself reviled you there.
And did not her kitchen maid rail, taunt, and scorn me?
Certes she did, the kitchen vessel scorned you.
And did not I in rage depart from thence?
In verity you did. My bones bear witness, that since have felt the vigor of his rage.
It's good to soothe him in these contraries.
It is no shame. The fellow finds his vein, and listening to him humors well his frenzy.
Now, thou hast suborned the goldsmith to arrest me.
Alas, I sent you money by Dromio here, who came in haste for it.
And I am witness with her that she did. God and the rope maker bear me witness that I was sent for nothing but a rope.
Wentest not thou to her for a purse of ducats?
He came to me and I delivered it.
Both men and master is possessed. I know it by their pale and deadly looks. They must be bound and laid in some dark room.
Wherefore dost thou deny to enter in my house? And why dost thou deny a bag of gold?
I did not, gentle husband, lock me full.
And gentle master, I received no gold, but I confess her that we were locked out.
Dissembling villain, thou speakest false in both.
Dissembling harlot, thou wilt speak as false in all, to bring an art confederate with a damned pack, to make a loathsome abject scorn of me, but with these nails I'll pluck out these false eyes that would behold me in such a shameful sport.
Fight it, let it not come near.
More company! The fiend is strong within him!
What, wilt thou murder me? Thou jailer, thou! I am thy prisoner. Wilt thou suffer them to make a rescue?
Masters, let him go. He is my prisoner, and you shall not have him.
Go bind his man, for he is frantic too.
What wilt thou do, thou peevish officer? Hast thou delight to see a wretched man do outrage and displeasure to himself?
He is my prisoner. If I let him go, the debt he owes will be required of me.
I will discharge thee ere I go from thee. Bear me forthwith unto his creditors, and knowing how the debt grows, I will pay for it. Good master doctor, see him safe conveyed home to my house. Oh, most unhappy day.
Oh, most unhappy strumpet.
Master, I'm here entered in bond for you.
Why dost thou mad me?
Will you be bound for nothing? Be mad, good master. Cry, the devil!
God help poor souls, how idly do they talk. Go, bear him hence. Sister, go you with me. Tell me, at whose suit is he arrested?
One Angelo, a goldsmith. Do you know him?
I know the man. I say, What is the sum he owes?
200 ducats.
How grows it due?
Due to a chain your husband had of him.
He did bespeak a chain of me, but had it not.
When as your husband, all enraged today, did come to my house and take away my ring, the same ring I see upon his finger now, straight after I did meet him with a chain.
That may be so, but I never did see it. Take me to where this goldsmith is. I long to know the truth hereof at large. Here they come again, and come with naked swords! Go, bind them quick that we may fetch more help!
Away, they'll kill us!
I see these witches are afraid of swords.
She that would be your wife now runs from you.
Come to the tent hall, fetch our stuff from thence, how long that we were safe and sound aboard.
I am sorry, madam, that I've hindered you, but I protest he had the chain off me, though he most dishonestly doth deny it.
How's the man esteemed here in the city?
Of very rare reputation, madam. Credit infinite, highly beloved, second to none that lives here in the city, and that his word might bear my wealth at any time.
Speak softly, yonder, as I think he walks.
'Tis so. And that self-chain about his neck, which he forswore so monstrously to have. Good madam, draw near to me, for I shall speak to him. Signor Antipholus, I wonder much that you'd put me through the shame and trouble, and not without some scandal to yourself, without circumstance, an oath, so to deny this chain, which you now wear so openly. Besides the charge, the shame, the imprisonment, you have done wrong here, my honest friend, who but for our controversy could have hoisted sail and set out to sea today. This chain which you had off me, can you deny it?
I think I had. I never did deny it.
Yes, you did, you forswore it too!
Who heard me to deny it or forswear it?
These is of mine. Thou knowest it hear thee. Fie on thee, wretch! 'Tis a pity thou livest to walk where any honest men resort.
Thou art a villain to impeach me thus. I'll prove mine honour and mine honesty against thee presently, if thou darest stand.
I dare and do defy thee for a villain.
Hold! Hurt him not, for God's sake, he is mad! Some get within him and take his sword away and bind Romeo too! Let them home to my house!
Run, master, run! For God's sake, take a house. Here is some priory, in or we are spoiled.
Be quiet, people. Wherefore throng you hither?
To fetch my poor distracted husband hence. Let us enter that we may bind him fast and bear him home for help.
I knew he was not in his perfect wits.
I'm sorry now I did draw on him.
How long hath this possession held the man?
This week he hath been heavy, sour, sad, and much, much different from the man he was. But till this afternoon his passion ne'er brake into extremity of rage.
Hath he not lost much wealth by wrack of sea? Buried some dear friend? Hath not else his eye strayed his affection in unlawful love? A sin prevailing much in youthful men who give their eyes the liberty of gazing. Which of these sorrows is he subject to?
To none of these. Except to be the last, namely some love which drew him off from home.
You should for that have reprehended him.
Why, so I did.
Aye, but not enough.
As roughly as any modesty would allow me.
Haply in private.
And in assemblies.
Aye, but not enough.
It was the copy of our conference. In bed he slept, not for my urging it. At board he ate, not for my urging it. Alone it was the subject of my theme. In company I often glanced at it. Still did I tell him it was vile and bad.
And thereof came it that the man was mad. The venom clamours of a jealous woman poisons more deadly than a mad dog's tooth. It seems his sleeps were hindered by thy railings, and thereof comes it that his head is light. Thou sayest his meat was sauce with thou upbraidings. Unquiet meals make ill digestions. Thereof the raging fire of fever bred. And what's a fever but a fit of madness? Thou sayest his sports were hindered by thy brawls. Sweet recreation barred, what doth ensue but moody and dull melancholy? Kingsmen to grim and comfortless despair, and at her heels a huge infectious troop of pale distemperatures and foes to life. In food, in sport, in life-preserving rest, to be disturbed would mad or man or beast. The consequence is then thy jealous fits hath scared thy husband from the use of wits.
She never reprehended him but mildly, when he demeaned himself rough, rude, and wildly. Why bear you these rebukes and answer not?
She did betray me to my own reproof. Good people, enter and lay hold on him.
No! Not a creature enters in my house.
Then have your servants bring him forth.
Neither. He has taken this place for sanctuary, and it shall privilege him from your hands till I have brought him to his wits again, or lose my labour in assaying it.
I will tend my husband, be his nurse, diet his sickness, for it is my office. I will have no attorney but myself. Therefore, let me have him home with me.
Be patient, for I will not let him stir till I have used the approved means I have, with wholesome syrups, drugs, and holy prayers, to make of him a formal man again. It is the branch and parcel of mine oath, a charitable duty of my order. Therefore depart and leave him here with me.
I will not hence and leave my husband here. And ill it doth beseem your holiness to separate the husband and the wife.
Be quiet and depart, thou shalt not have him.
Complain unto the Duke of this indignity. Come, go. I will fall prostrate at his feet and never rise until my tears and prayers have won the Duke to come in person here and take perforce my husband from the Abbess.
By this, I think the dial points at 5. And then I'm sure the Duke himself comes this way in person to this melancholy vale, the place of death and sorry execution behind the ditches of this abbey here.
Upon what cause?
To see a reverend Syracusan merchant, who went unluckily into this day against the laws and statutes of this town, beheaded publicly for his offence.
See where they come. We will behold his death.
Kneel to the Duke before he passed the abbey.
Again proclaim it publicly. If any friend will pay the sum for him, he shall not die, so much we tend to him.
Justice, most sacred Duke, against the Abbess.
She is a virtuous and reverend lady. It cannot be that she hath done thee wrong.
May it please your grace, my husband Antipholus, who I made lord of me and all I had at your most important letters, this ill day a most outrageous fit of madness took him, that desperately he hurried through the streets, with him his bondmen all as mad as he, doing displeasure to the citizens, by rushing in their houses and bearing thence rings, jewels, anything his rage did like. Once did I get him bound and sent him home, whilst to take order for the wrongs I went that here and there his fury had committed. Anon I wot not by what strong escape he broke of those that had begun of him, and with his mad attendant and himself, each one with ireful passion, with drawn swords met us again, and madly bent on us chased us away, till raising of more aid we came again to bind him, and then they fled into this abbey, whither we pursued them. And here the Abbess shuts the gates on us, and will not suffer to bring him forth, nor send him out that we may bear him hence. Therefore, most gracious Duke, with thy command, let him be brought forth, that we may bear him hence the help.
Long since thy husband served me in my wars, and I to thee engaged the prince's word, when thou didst make him master of thy bed, to do him all the grace and good I could. Go, knock at the abbey gate, bid the Abbess come hither. I will determine this before I stir.
Mistress! Mistress! Shift and save yourself. My master and his man are both broke loose, beaten the maids a row, and bound the doctor, whose beard they have singed off with brands of fire. And ever as it blazed, they threw on him great pails of puddle mire to quench the hair. My master preaches patience to him, all while his man with scissors nicks him like a fool. For sure, unless you send some present help, between them they will kill the conjurer.
Peace, fool. Thy man and his master are here. And this is false thou dost report to us.
Mistress, upon my life I tell you true, I have not breathed almost since I see it. He cries for you, and vows if he can take you to scorch your face and to disfigure you.
Ah!
Hark! Hark, I hear him, mistress. Fly, be gone.
Come, stand by me. Fear nothing. Guards!
I mean, it is my husband Antipholus. Witness you that he is born about invisible. Even now we house him in the abbey hill. And now he's there. Pass forth to human reason. Oh, no!
Justice! Justice, most gracious Duke! Oh, grant me justice, even for the service that long since I did thee when I bestrid thee in the wars, and took deep scars to save thy life, even for the blood that then I lost for thee. Now grant me justice.
Unless the fear of death doth make me dote, I see my son Antipholus and Dromio.
Justice, sweet prince. Against that woman there, she who thou gavest to me to be my wife, hath abused and dishonored me, even in the strength and height of injury. Beyond imagination is the wrong that she this day hath shamelessly thrown on me.
Discover how thou shalt find me just.
This day, great Duke, that woman there locked me out of my doors from dinner.
A grievous fault. Say, woman, didst thou so?
No, my good lord. Myself, he, and my sister today did dine together. So before my soul, this is false he burdens me withal.
Ne'er I look on day nor sleep on night, but she tells your highness simple truth.
O perjured woman, they're both forsworn. The madman justly chargeth them.
My liege, I am advised what I say, neither disturbed with the effects of wine, nor heady rash provoked with raging ire, albeit my wrongs might make one wiser mad. This day that woman locked me out of my doors from dinner. That goldsmith there, were not he packed with her, could witness it, for he was with me at the house, who promised to go fetch the chain and bring it to Porpentine, where Balthazar and I did dine together. Our dinner done, and he not coming thither, I went to seek him. In the street I met him, along with that gentlewoman. There did this pernicious slave, this goldsmith, swear me down that I of him received a chain, which God knows I saw not. With an officer he arrested me, and I did obey, and sent my peasant home for certain ducats. With none he returned. Fairly I bespoke the officer to come with me in person to my house, where, by the way, we met my wife, her sister, and a rabble more of vile confederates, along with one Pinch, a hungry, lean-faced villain, a mere anatomy, a mountebank, a threadbare juggler, this needy, hollow-eyed fortune-teller. This pernicious slave, forsooth, took on himself to be a conjurer, and gazing in my eyes, feeling my pulse, and with no face as 'twere outfacing me, cries out that I was possessed, and all at once they bound me up and bore me thence, and in the dark and dankish vault at home lay me and my man, both bound together, till, gnawing with my teeth my bonds in sunder, I gained my freedom, and immediately ran hither to your grace to receive an ample satisfaction for these deep shames and great indignities.
My lord, in truth, I did witness he did not dine at home, but was locked out.
But had he such a chain of thee, or no?
He had, my lord, and when he ran in here, these people saw the chain about his neck.
Besides, I'll be sworn these ears of mine heard you confess you had the chain of him, after you first saw it on the mart, and thereupon I drew my sword on you, and then you fled into this abbey here, from whence I think you come by miracle.
I never came within these abbey walls, nor ever didst thou draw thy sword upon me. I never saw the chain, so help me heaven, this is false you burden me withal.
Oh, why, what an intricate peach this is! I think you're all drunk of Circe's cup. If you had housed him here, he would not have been here. You say you housed him. You say you dined with him. The goldsmith here denies that saying. Sirrah, what say you?
Sir, he dined with her there at the Porpentine.
Yes, he did, and from my finger took that ring.
'Tis true, my liege, this ring I have of her.
But sawest thou him enter the abbey here?
As sure, my liege, as I do see your grace.
Oh, why, this is strange. Go, call the abbess hither. I think you're all mated or stark mad.
Most mighty Duke, vouchsafe me speak a word. Haply I see a friend who saved my life and pay the sum that may deliver me.
Speak freely, Syracusan, what thou wilt.
Is not your name, sir, called Antipholus? And is not that your bondman, Dromio?
Within this hour I was his bondman, sir, but he, I thank him, not into my court. Now am I Dromio, and his man unbound.
I'm sure you, both of you, remember me.
Ourselves we do remember, sir. By you, for late we were bond, as you are now. You're not Sirrah's patient, are you, sir?
Why look you strange on me? Like you know me well.
I never saw you in my life till now.
Oh, grief hath changed me since you saw me last, and careful hours with time's deformed hand hath written strange features in my face. But tell me yet, Dost thou not know my voice?
Neither.
Dromio, nor thou?
No, trust me, sir, nor
I
I.
am sure thou dost.
Nay, but I'm sure I do not. And whatsoever a man denies, you're now bound to believe him.
Not know my voice? O time's extremity! Hast thou so cracked and splitted my poor tongue in 7 short years, that here my only son knows not my feeble key of untuned cares? Though now this grained face of mine be hid in sap-consuming winter's drizzled snow, and all the conduits of my blood froze up, yet hath my night of life some memory, my wasting lamp some glimmer left, my dull, deaf ears a little used to hear. All these old witnesses I cannot err. Tell me thou art my son, Antipholus.
I never saw my father in my life.
But 7 years since, in Syracuse, a boy, thou knowest we parted. But perhaps, my son, thou shamest to acknowledge me in misery.
The Duke and all that know me well in the city can protest. I had never seen Syracuser in my life.
I tell thee, Syracusian, for 20 years I have been patron to Antipholus, during which time he ne'er saw Syracusia. I see thy age, and dangers make thee dote.
Most mighty Duke, behold a man much wronged.
Whoa!
I see 2 husbands.
One of these men is genius to the other, and which is the natural man, and which is spirit. Who deciphers them?
I, sir, Dromio, command him away.
No, I, sir, am Dromio. Pray, let me stay.
Aegeon, art thou not? Or else his ghost?
Oh, my old master, who hath bound him here?
Whoever bound him, I will loose his bonds, and gain a husband by his liberty. Speak, old Aegeon, if thou beest the man that hadst a wife once called Amelia, that bore thee at a burden 2 fair sons. Oh, if thou beest the same Aegeon, speak, and speak unto the same Amelia.
Why, here begins this morning's story's right. These two, Antipholus, these two, so alike, and these 2 Dromios, well, one in semblance. Besides, her urging at the rack at sea, these are the parents to these children, which are accidentally met together.
If I dream not, thou art Amelia. If thou art she, tell me, where is the son that floated with thee on the fatal raft?
By men of Epidamnum, he and I and the twin Dromio were all taken up. But by and by, rude fishermen of Corinth by force took Dromio and my son from them, and left me with those of Epidamnum. What then became of them I cannot tell. I to this fortune which you see me in.
Antipholus, thou camest to Corinth first.
No, sir, not I. I came from Syracuse.
Whoa, stand apart, I can't tell which is which.
I came from Corinth, my most gracious lord.
And I with him.
Brought to that town by Duke Menaphon, your most renowned uncle.
Which of you 2 did dine with me today?
I, gentle mistress.
And are you not my husband?
No, I say nay to that.
So do I. Yet did she call me so, and this fair gentlewoman here, her sister, did call me brother. What I told you then, I hope I shall have leisure to make good. If this be not a dream I see in here.
That is the chain, sir!
I think it may, sir, I deny it not.
And for that chain, sir, you arrested me.
I think I did, sir. I
money by Dromio. I think he bought it not.
No, none by me.
This purse of ducats did I receive from you, and Dromio, my man, did bring them me. I see we still did meet each other's man, and I would ta'en for him, and he for me, and thereupon these errors are arose.
These purse of ducats pawn I for my father here.
It hath no need. Thy father hath his life.
Hooray! Sir, I have that diamond from you.
Oh, yes. Much thanks for my good cheer.
Renowned Duke, vouchsafe to take the pains to go with us into the abbey here, and here at large discoursed all our sorrows, and all who are gathered here have suffered wrong, that by this sympathized one day's error, go, keep us company, and we shall make full satisfaction. "33 years I have gone in travail of you, my sons, and until this present hour my heavy burden ne'er delivered. The Duke, my husband, and my children both, and you the calendars of their nativity. Go to a gossip's feast and go with me. After so long a grief, such nativity."
With all my heart, I'll gossip at this feast.
Master! Shall I fetch your stuff from shipboard?
What stuff of mine hast thou embarked?
Your stuff that lay at Centaur?
Speaks to me. I am your master, Dromio. Come, go with us. We'll look to that anon. Embrace thy brother there. Rejoice with him.
There is a fat friend that kitchened me for you today at dinner. She now shall be my sister, not my wife. Oh, thank God.
Methinks you're my glass, and not my brother. I see by you I'm a sweet-faced youth. Will you walk in to see their gossiping?
Not I, sir. You are my elder.
That's a question. How shall we try it?
We'll draw cuts for the senior. Till then, lead thou first.
Nay, then thus. We came into this world like brother and brother, and now let's go, hand in hand, not one before another,